today. I'm feeling so amazing. And by the way, we're having old fashioned today. In the description, the link in the bottom, you can check out how to make yourself an old fashioned. I'm so excited. I got someone really amazing here today. She's an entrepreneur, singer, vocalist. She go by the name Amanda Merano and also Amanda Lyons. So, Amanda, I would like to thank you for taking the time out, to come in on my show.
Thanks for having me.
I know you're gonna inspire a lot of people, so that's why I had to have you. Why not? So, if I could just take a quick step back before we get into whole entrepreneurship. So, I'm a music artist myself. I'm into music. That was my first love before everything. So, as a vocalist, look, how did you kind of like get started? Like, what's your whole story behind getting started as a vocalist?
Yeah, well, it goes back like all the way to the choir days, like,
Right.
when I was in high school and middle school even. So starting off there, singing with a lot of like groups and stuff like that, outside school groups. And then, 2008, I was working in the city in New York and we all lost our jobs. I was working as a graphic designer. The economic downturn was brutal. And I think I just like came home one day and just like started like singing videos into like Facebook or something, and
Nice.
I was like,
Nice.
okay, and like people were like, wow, it's great, like all this stuff, and the reception was really nice. So then I think I started a YouTube and just started singing like some of my favorite songs. I really liked like Portishead at the time, and Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and Alicia Keys. So it kind of just like developed like organically. I was kind of like really searching for like maybe connection, and like I didn't know what to do at that time, so I fell back to music, I guess.
Awesome. So, my question to you, right, as a vocalist once again, so are you self-taught or did you actually went out to kind of get training and stuff to becoming a vocalist? How does that work?
I think like sometimes genetics plays a role, of course. Like I think my grandma was a really good singer on my Italian side, but like I always gravitated kind of to these like choirs, and I really liked that.
Nice.
I liked being part of like that big chorale group. It felt really fun. I made all-state choir like my junior and senior year, I think, of high school. So whatever that meant, but it was fun. We sang these big like Oh Fortuna, like
Nice.
these crazy tunes, and like it really kind of like brought me into that classical vibe. But I always loved like the pop stuff, so I was always kind of going back to that. But I don't think you lose that training when you have that.
Okay, awesome. So another question for me, so how did you get started, right? You were just talking about how how things flow. So how did you get started? Did you start making calls? Did you start putting out videos? Like, how does that all work for a person for the first time? It's like, I'm a vocalist. I'm trying to figure out how I can get myself out there.
Yeah. Well, I like again, I didn't know really. Like, I was at like this really low point, to be honest. Like when I was living in the city, I was living in downtown Wall Street and needed to like cover my rent. And I loved music, but I also needed to be practical. So I was working like all these odd jobs. I was dog walking.
New York is very
and, like,
expensive, by the way.
Oh, it was like so hard, and I was like, I just didn't know where to turn. And I started like playing at these clubs like Bitter End and Groove Lounge and some other like Lady Gaga spots, that she would just kind of like plop into. You had to get a crowd in, so I would get like a couple bucks from that. And that kind of like developed into like producers kind of saying like, can you be on my track? Can you be on my electronic track, my hip hop track, and like I would just do these vocals and whatever. But I would get some cash here and there. But like it eventually now I'm performing, pretty full time, but it takes a while to kind of like get your footing, I think too, and especially as like a performer. It's tough. You don't really like know what to do when you're sitting there, and I would do them by myself a lot too.
So I seen you perform at weddings and also like bar lounges type of thing. So if I can ask, where's your favorite place you would say like you enjoy to perform the most? Like,
I think like weddings are so much fun. Like you guys are killer. The crowds are always so much fun, as like and that's like the energy. Like we vibe off the energy, right? So it's like when you have that big band, it's like we can just dance and wild out. But then like having a duo or my guitarist, like it's always such like an intimate vibe, and like I can kind of connect with like couples in the room, or I guess it depends on really how I'm feeling, but yeah, they're all fun. Yeah.
So if I could ask, I don't have a crystal ball, right? If I could ask, where you see yourself like in the next 5 years? I mean, you're doing so many amazing things. So where you feel you'll be in the next 5 years? And I'm not trying to be cliche, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
5 years. I hope to like kind of collaborate with like some other artists. I do a lot of projects like overseas, or like the beauty of technology is that like you can do something here. I can cut some vocals and just send them over to my guy in Bali, who's like awesome, DJ Greg. He's so good. So he cuts that up and like whatever. I would love to do like a little bit more of some of those projects. And in 5 years, I hope I'm still singing. I'm not gonna be dead. I'm not gonna be 27.
I hope not. Now we got a long way to go in life. We got a long way.
I mean, as long as I don't have my walker or whatever. But yeah, I think too, I'm gravitating towards in kind of like the teaching role and stuff like that. And I also have my skincare business, which
we're gonna talk about that.
thankfully thriving. So just kind of like maintaining that entrepreneur lifestyle with the music is always like such a good feeling, because you can still do your craft and then maintain your practical.
So if I could ask, like, which artist you would say like inspire you the most? Like, who inspires
Jason
you?
Demore.
Come on.
You got the energy. You got the energy. No, but it's true. Any good like artist that has that energy, that really like loves music. There's a great group who I'm really vibing off of right now. They're called Femina. And
what kind of music
they're 3 women, and they're Spanish, I believe, and they're they got drums, and one's on guitar and one's like a rapper kind of. But you can just like feel that soul behind the music, and I think like it doesn't matter who it is. It's like that's what really like lights my fire. Even when you're like performing, the audience knows if you're not having a good time.
100%.
So
energy's contagious.
Yeah, so you have to like either fake the smile or just have fun. But those are the artists. Like I'm trying to think. Like I love Childish Gambino, and like it's something. It's like je ne sais quoi. Like I can't it's like something that you can't say. It's just like they have it. Yeah.
So another thing I like to touch on, for someone for the first time, right, and they're trying to kind of get in what you're doing, the type of feel you're in. So do you have any advice for someone seeing you for the first time? Amanda Marano. I'm saying it. How do you say it again?
Marano.
Marano.
It's the real Italian way.
The real Italian.
Marano would be the American way.
Yeah. Any advice you would give, someone starting out for the first time, like trying to find their foot
in singing and music?
In singing, in music.
I would say I heard someone, I don't know who it was the other day, but some producer maybe was directing his cast or something, and he was saying like just feel, just like feel through the scenes. And I would say that as like, anything you want to be good at, you really just need training at, and you need to like give it an extended period of time where you're really going to devote like, okay, because we all have like pretty, I would think like decent tone, and I think that's coachable. So if you really, really want to do music, I would say too, like flood yourself with all the best music that you can. Go back into the archives. Do your due diligence and listen to some really great music, and just feel out like what's your voice, right? Like what's individual to you. You might have this like beautiful raspy tone, and you could rock with that. So there's ways to do it. I think if you're not like Mariah Carey.
Right. Great advice.
Right? There's degrees.
Yes, 100%. So I definitely want to get into the entrepreneurship side. So can you tell all my lovely folks that are watching this, tell us about the whole entrepreneur lifestyle? Because you wear many hats now. So.
I try. It's been challenging because it's been during a pandemic. We're trying to build this business, and it honestly has been me, myself, and I. And female entrepreneurship is so cool right now and so big. And I didn't do it for that, but I've been in the corporate design world for over 15 years. So, when I lost my last job in interiors, I said like, really, what do I want to do? And what do I love? And I really am active, and I like fitness, and I love skincare. So I dove right in, and I, created my own formula, and, with a chemist, of course, not myself. branded the heck out of it, and now we're doing well. You know, it's ZL Skin. We're on Amazon, and yeah, we're hoping to spread our wings and hopefully go other places too. But it's a tricky time too now.
So any beauty tips for my fine ladies out there?
exfoliate, but don't over exfoliate. And you have good skin too.
Oh, thank you so much.
You have some really good skin.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, men don't have to do much, but you know what it is? What's interesting is that you do shave. A lot of men shave, so like you get that natural exfoliation. So I would say that, and just have a good outlook on life. I think the happier you are, right? I think
so your
the
skin
less
line,
wrinkles.
yes. So your skin line is for men and females too as well?
It's
Men and females?
unisex, and I
Okay.
did that. Yeah, I did that with intention. It's black and pink. It's kind of that mix of androgyny,
Right,
which
right.
is so big right now. That feminine, masculine. We all kind of have that, you know, balance. And it's for post-active, but it's really what I say. It's for active people. You know,
Okay,
people
right,
like
right.
you that are running from here to there, and you know, I just don't want to think about my skincare as much. I
Right,
love the serums and I love the moisturizers, but I think when you spray and go, it's just just a really good formula.
Right.
I really love it. But yeah.
So if someone was looking to get in the beauty industry, like doing such as yourself, what you're doing, how would they go about that?
Ooh. Well, I think you have to like think of your why too, right?
Right,
I
right.
think
Mhm.
like let's be honest, like the market's saturated with product, and I think there was a light bulb moment where I kind of thought like, oh, like, you know, we're stripping our hands in the pandemic, especially. You know, I was thinking like we're just stripping our natural bacterias, and like we're just putting alcohol on all the time. And you know, the best dermatologists will say like the cleanest skin is a little bit dirty. So
Right, right,
this
right.
product really, you know, kind of honors that good bacteria and the balance of good bacteria. So I would think of your unique product. I think is really what's like special to you.
Right,
And then if you really want to get into the beauty biz, yeah, it's a ride, but it's fun.
So if anyone can find more about your music, your entrepreneur, your skincare product, what's the best way for them to find you? And by the way, I'm going to include links to her work, her music, and all that, but she can definitely give a little breakdown.
Yeah, so Amanda Lyons Music, which is Lyons on Instagram, and then we have our ZL Skin, which is just like zebra, ZL Skin. That's our skincare product, and yeah, and then you can probably find me on YouTube, but that'll probably, you know, be some fun singing videos, maybe from like 2011.
Yeah.
But then we have some current ones too, but yeah, so yeah.
Awesome. So on that note, we're going to close this out. Once again, we're having an old-fashioned, if we can do
It's
a quick cheers.
delicious.
Cheers. Salud. And I would like to thank you so much to my sponsor, Tropicana. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. And if anyone looking to put a book at the Tropicana, we're going to have a link below. You can get ahead and book there. Tropicana, thanks for hosting us. We appreciate this so much. And if anyone looking to book the Tropicana in Atlantic City, there's the link below.